Anyway, we will move on to the next topic, and I want to talk a little bit about Najee's all-time guards. This is shooting guards and point guards. And I want to name off his list, basically, and we can go from there. So I got Najee's list right here, and he's got some really competitive guys on this list, and I agree almost 99% with the names that he presented on this list for point guards and shooting guards. So let me see what the difference is here. So the first one he mentioned was Michael Jordan for a shooting guard. I have to totally agree with that. Michael Jordan, to me, historically, was one of the best shooting guards in the history of the game. And the game has been around for 80 plus years. So that speaks a lot of volume for me. That speaks a lot, and it speaks volumes because if you think about some of the players that has come along even before Jordan arrived, to me, there is no other guard better than Michael Jordan. Isaiah, would you agree with me with that?
Now, I don't think nobody comes close to him, man. I mean, when I used to watch Michael Jordan play, he was just such an asset to the team. And then, as good as everybody else in his supporting cast, it was a severe drop off if he didn't play. Even when he retired, that team wasn't the same anymore. It was a stain in the seat where he left, man. It was just when nobody could fulfill it. He just had this way of the competitiveness of him. It was so deep and it was real, and he wouldn't settle for less. And he couldn't stand a person who couldn't live up to his own way of doing things. He would get in your face if you wasn't up to par and up to standard of how he perceived the game should be played. You had to be tough. And I see Kobe had that same type of competitiveness in him. Like no other. I mean, I always liked Dwayne Wade, but that gruesome, like really male dominant part of Michael and Kobe, I just hadn't seen that in any other player. If you just start to think back of just players that you admired, when it really got down to it, these guys won the ball when it was crucial. I've seen some good shooters there, but you let the game be on the line. They don't want the damn ball because if they miss it, they put their tail between the legs and shake because their confidence level wasn't as high as Michael and Kobe. Kobe and Michael wanted that ball because they wanted the game to go through them. And that was a sign of a champion, man. I even remember how Kobe used to get on Shaq because of his weight. And he knew if I can use you at your highest level of your own personal talent, you have to weigh a certain amount. That means you can get up and down the court like I need you to get. That way we can run and gun because you might freaking rob it, and I need you. But you can't be that if you're 340. You can't. So he would want them to lose weight. And the same thing with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had that killer instinct, so he had Pippen as his Robin. You gotta be this. And these guys was good because they know where everybody was. Michael Jordan knew where Steve Kerr was gonna be. He knew what Kukoc was gonna be. Everybody had their role. And that was the reason why they were so good. When you got a player, a superstar like that, when he's a student of the game that knows everything about every position, it makes the team better as a leader. And you can't help but be a champion when you have that type of attitude.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you brought Kobe's name up, and Najee is spot on. He's on point with this list. So let me read them off real quick. Michael Jordan 1, Kobe Bryant 2, Magic Johnson 3, Stephen Curry 4, Dwayne Wade 5th, Oscar Robertson 6, Jerry West 7, Isaiah Thomas 8, Allen Iverson 9, and Jason Kidd is 10. I don't think, to me personally, I don't think there's a list that you can be so spot on when it comes to these players who played in the history of the game, right?
Yeah. That's an amazing list, man. I mean, nobody on that list is more deserving than the ones that's on there, man. I mean, you can't waver off of that list, man, because then you got a touch of everything. So this list is amazing because it's real, and it's not like you deviated from it. You got a portion of just raw talent, and no matter what the age is, that's what I love about this list. You're talking about those generational gaps in the players too. That's on that list. That means that list is surreal, man. That list is amazing. Yep.
Exactly. So Najee, let me ask you this: How did you come to conclude this list from how you compiled it up to what I just read off?
I did that with the talent level they played against, who they was with, their stats. I went by their longevity. I went by their personal accomplishments, and then of course I went by just literally like, because you got Jordan got just about every freaking stat you could get, and he did it in a short amount of time, and he did it against, and they went undefeated in the finals. You got Kobe that's right underneath that with all the same type of intangibles, except for Kobe passed them up on quite a few things because he played longer than him. Then you have Magic. No, if anybody ever known this, Magic played how many years? And guess what? He's never had a losing month. And that blew me away when I seen that. Like, let's say if he played 10 games, he was at least 6-4 in that month. Just throwing a number out there. He's never been 4-6 or 3-7 or anything like that. But then he did lose in the finals quite a few times. He went to the finals 9 times. He lost 4 of them. He got 5 championships. So of course,
absolutely.
Steph Curry, he has an unanimous MVP. Nobody in the league ever has gotten that. He has that. Then he has 4 championships with that. Then he also has a Finals MVP. Then he also has Olympic championship, and then he also has the All-Star MVP, Finals MVP. I mean the All-Star MVP. So all that just adds up. Wade has three championships, but he only has 1 Finals MVP. The last 2 was with LeBron. Then it just plays on from that. Jerry West was pretty good. It's very negotiable that Kobe, Magic, and Jerry West is the best guards they ever played. But Jerry West only has 1 championship. He lost like 8 times in the finals. Like, there's no way he could be better than any of those guys with 8 final losses.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I really even put Isaiah Thomas over Iverson, because Iverson got before anybody, is because Isaiah Thomas has back-to-back championships. Iverson only went to the finals 1 time in 2001 against the Lakers, and they lost 4-1. They won the very first games of the finals, and that was it. Then Jason Kidd, he has a championship at the end of his career back in 2011 when they played against the Heat, when the Heat lost their first finals against. When LeBron Heatles lost their first finals, that was against them. They lost 4-2. But the thing is, Jason Kidd was never that great when it comes to scoring, but he was very suitable in his game, and he also was very great and dictated everything on the court. He was a playmaker. He was a true playmaker. And a lot of these point guards that plays in the league now are not playmakers. They just score. That's how
that is true. This, man. That is so true. I mean, you made a valid point where, these guys make plays and they're the brain of the computer to run a team. I mean, especially with these guards. I mean, because these guards have to see things unfold before they really happen, technically, in my opinion. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have to visualize how you think things are going to look on a defensive aspect from an opposing team when you are coming down court, to be able to distribute the ball off properly, to make things open up for certain players, like for the center or for power forwards that are playing inside the paint. That's a very, very important part of what you just said, Najee, which is these guys are playmakers. They don't just want to go down and score. They want to ensure that, the other team is just constantly trying to, think about what's next on defense, because you don't know what they're getting ready to do. You don't know how they're going to pass the ball off. And the better ones to me are the ones do you think he's going to pass the ball off and he just takes it to the house himself, and that's a lot to do with it. Magic was super good at that.
Was Oscar Robertson. He was Mr. Triple Double too. He was Mr. Triple Double. He also has a ring. Who he got in a ring with? Do you guys know?
I want to say New York, and I guess New York.
He got it with the Bucks with Kareem.
With the Bucks with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's one thing I can tell you with Kareem. If Kareem has like the best point guards of the league, he's gonna get him a ring. He did it with Oscar Robertson. He got 5 of them with Magic.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Magic was one of the better ones, and I'm just gonna bring up Jason Kidd because a lot of people don't bring Jason Kidd into these polls a lot. But I remember when Jason Kidd played at Cal. Jason Kidd, to me, was one of the best guards, if not the best guard to come out of Cal. The University of California, Berkeley Golden Bears. I watched that guy run up and down the court, just constantly, just keeping other teams defensively. They were just confused. They couldn't understand what he was going to do. And when they thought he was going to do something, he did just the opposite of what they thought. So Jason Kidd, to me, is a legend in his own right. Jason Kidd, by the way, is the coach of the Dallas Mavericks, but, to let everybody know. And, moving on to your current list as well. So let's go down to top point guards, because we covered shooting guards. So let's look at point guards. Your top 5 point guards is Magic Johnson, Stephen Curry, Oscar Robertson, Isaiah Thomas, and Jason Kidd. Give me a breakdown of what brought you to this list of having Magic 1, Curry 2, Robertson 3, Thomas 4, and Jason Kidd 5. How did you get there?
Okay, well, like I said with Magic, that even the years that he did play, he still hold a lot of records when it comes to assists. There's a lot of these people that don't even match up to his assist game. Now the funny thing is, he said he was a pretty good scorer in college, but then he turned into a really dominant, playmaker of the ball when he got drafted by the Lakers. So, but with he got 3 MVPs, if I'm not mistaken. But he has 5 championships. He has all types of records that still nobody has breaking with the assist game. As a point guard at 6'9", it's gonna be kind of hard to guard him anyway because he's too big for a small point guard, and he's too fast for a person his size. The way he's moving, so he already eliminated that. So Steph Curry they already see Steph Curry as 1 and 2 when it comes to Magic. Well, some people got Steph first, some people got Magic first. I can't put Steph over Magic.
I can't either. I can't put. The best shooting guard in the history of the game to me, Steph Curry. I can't put him in front of Magic. That would be hard for me to do that.
Yeah,
because I've seen both of them play, and to me, hey peeps, and welcome to the DC Stewart Show Podcast. Derek speaking.
Well, Isaiah.
And I'm Najee. How you doing?
You're currently tuned in to the DC Stewart Show Podcast, where sports, culture, and real talk collide.
From football breakdown to the very latest in current events.
And exclusive interviews you do not want to miss.
So don't touch that dial. Stay tuned to the DC Stewart Show Podcast, and be sure to crush that subscribe button and hit that like button. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in the next 30 days. So please help us out. Thank you. Curry has all of the intangibles to be, he's definitely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer without a doubt.
Yeah.
But when it comes to controlling an offense and leading an offense as a field general, Magic Johnson, I don't think very many people come close.
No.
Right?
No, man. He just had a feel for the game, man. His passing alone, the way he distributed the ball, was unparalleled to anybody, man. He would really be looking straight ahead, and for him, the way he passed the ball, I just could not believe how
I couldn't
he
either.
will put it right into the guy's hand. It's not like the guy stumbled the ball, oh shoot, he's passing me the ball. It will hit him right in the face if they're not ready to catch it, because Magic just had this peripheral vision where he's seen everything, man. And when he came down with the ball, you better be ready to catch it, because he's coming. He gonna come to you if you're open. He's gonna get that ball to you. Okay, it's behind the backboard or something. It's coming to you, and it's gonna be coming fast. He threw that ball extremely hard too, so you're not gonna pickpocket him and go the other way, because I hadn't seen that done too many times where a guy walk up behind him and is getting ready to throw the ball and pass, and somebody pickpocket and go down the other side of the court. Nah, Magic wasn't having that. He was a guy who know how to get that ball down and distribute the ball and had everybody in place. Yeah.
He was behind the engine of Showtime. That's why they called the Lakers back in the 80s and the 90s Showtime, because once that other team scored, or once there was a defensive, a change in defense where the Lakers defended and got the ball before they could score, Magic was he was on the run, and you would have guys flanking him. You would have either Worthy, or you'd have Michael Cooper, or you'd have Byron Scott. Somebody was flanking him where they were going to take it to the house. They were going straight to the basket with it. Or if he didn't do that, he just threw it, got out front and threw it to Kareem, and Kareem would put it in, scored the basket for him. So that's what created Showtime. Magic Johnson is the initial architect of Showtime. I don't think anybody can ever step that in terms of breaking that level of credibility and record wise, break his number one position where where Najee's got him on the list. Now, Steph Curry, let's talk a little bit about Steph Curry. Steph Curry is one of the best shooters in the history of basketball. Steph has got every spot down on the court down to a science where he could shoot. I mean, I have not seen a player like that in a long time, where they can go to any spot on the court, especially on their scoring side, where their offensive side is. There is no place on that court that he is not familiar with or comfortable with that he cannot score. He could score from the edge. He could score from the midcourt. He could score from behind the 3-point line. It looked like he's got spots of tape there. He can place his feet to throw it up. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. You know how they used to do us when we were growing up? They place little markers or something there. This guy puts a lot of effort and time. You could tell over the years, especially probably since he was at Davidson College, he was learning that skill. Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there is no other player that I've seen like Curry.
Yeah, and what you mentioning about him, he clearly put the time in to be that good.
Oh yeah,
all the places on the court. But then what's deadly about him, he made these shots when defenders are on him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can be sticking this guy like a drill, he's running a bucket on you, man. No matter how many people you have on him. And he does it clutch too. So that's what I love about him. Because it could be 1 second left in the game. He was not afraid to shoot. Some of these guys don't want the ball in their hand when it's the last shot of the game. When you can lose it if I don't make it. Some guys don't want that shot. But guys like Curry, he wanted to take that last shot. And guys like that dream of hitting that last shot before the buzzer goes out. They want that ball in their hand.
And I can't count the amount of times that he actually hit the winning buzzer shot. I mean, he's done that time and time again, where if the ball is in his hand coming down court with 3 to 4 seconds on the clock, the other team still got to be worried, because if he can make it cross half court into his area of scoring, if there is nothing to stop him. I think they've used defenses where you try to keep your hand in his face, where you try to keep him from, having a vision of the basket, but that don't even stop. I mean, that just
with him, because even if you foul him, the guy hits his free throws too.
Yeah.
So
he's over 80% free throw shooter. I would say that. So let me ask you one other question before we move on to the overall top 10 guards in the NBA from Najee. Najee, how did you conclude that Isaiah Thomas was a better point guard than Allen Iverson? What brought you there? How did you get there with that?
Because he was an actual point guard. He was a playmaker. And then of course the championships help too, because if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't have a season MVP, so that's why I made sure that Iverson was still gonna make this list, because he was not only a dominant player, but he also made sure that he he did his thing though. That every team had to account for him. They had to plan for him. Some people lost sleep to play against him, so of course you got to put him in there, of course.
So now I'm going to be devil's advocate here, because a lot of people are probably going to question the list. Ain't no probably in it. There's going to be questions about the list. How did you leave out John Stockton? How did you leave out John Stockton, Damian Lillard, and of course, how did you leave out Chris Paul from these lists?
Damian Lillard don't have anything, man. He doesn't have anything. He don't have no rookie of the year. He don't have no finals MVP. He don't have a finals appearance. He don't have anything on his freaking his resume. Only thing he has is just he's a sniper. That's it. If anything, I would have put in Klay Thompson before that. If you want to go through all that, I'll put Klay Thompson before I put him. But the thing is, Klay Thompson was really, he was like Robin on the team, so he wasn't even that dominant. So I'm pretty sure if Klay had his own team, he won't be nothing the way how he was when he played alongside of Steph. So that's why I can't put him on there. Now, I showed a coworker that before. He was actually shocked that I didn't put James Harden on there. So James Harden, it was very negotiable. I would have gave him that. But the thing is, I'm not gonna put James Harden over Iverson. I'm not.
Well, I would put James Harden over Iverson either.
I've seen James Harden play when he's under pressure, and I've seen when you need him the most that he folds like a lawn chair. I've seen him do it several times, and I've seen him do it several times with different franchises. So I'm not gonna put him over that. No. He's not a dog. He's a great player.
Yeah, we did have discussion about that. Yeah, that's true. And if you want to really ask someone their opinion about James Harden folding, ask Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers would be the first to tell you when that Philadelphia team was on the court. Yep. I mean, there ain't no rhyme or reason why Philadelphia, to me, should have come up short in that series. I mean, they had some of the talent.
Up too.
Yeah. Exactly, because they had Tyrese Maxey, they had Joel Embiid, they had several other players that was definitely pivotal in helping them get there, and it just seemed like, it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen because several players just didn't show up, and I think James Harden was one of them at that time, and he didn't even want to take accountability for it as far as I could see it. I mean, it didn't matter to him. I mean, look, we got early vacation. I'm going on my vacation, and we'll do it again next year if possible. And then he forced his way out, so he didn't even have to be there ultimately after that.
Just the talent he's played with, there's no way he should only have one finals appearance. That was in 2012. That's the only finals appearance he has. And he's done that
when he was with Oklahoma City, OKC, right?
He's played, exactly. He's played for Houston. He's played for the Clippers. He's played for Brooklyn. He's played for I'm missing at least one more team. Brooklyn and Philly. Look how many teams, and then just think of the players that he's played on each team, and he's still only had one Finals MVP. I mean, one Finals appearance. That's it. That's all he has.
Yep.
With the talent he has and the talent that he has played with, and that's all he has.
Yep, between him and Ben Simmons, boy, they came up short. I mean, Doc Rivers, I don't even think all of it was Doc Rivers' fault. I mean, from how that series turned out, a lot of people say Doc Rivers somehow figure out a way to lose a bunch of different games when it comes to getting to the playoffs and getting through the playoffs. But, I don't just don't see it, man. You know. So let's go to your final overall list here, and we'll pretty much close this thing out. Looks like you got Michael Jordan number 1, Kobe Bryant number 2, Magic number 3, Steph Curry number 4, Dwayne Wade number 5, Oscar Robertson number 6, and Jerry West number 7, Isaiah Thomas number 8, and Allen Iverson number 9, and Jason Kidd number 10. Let me read this list off to you one more time. Your final overall. This is the overall list, so let me read it off. One and final. Michael Jordan is 1, Kobe Bryant is 2, Magic Johnson is 3, Stephen Curry is 4, Dwayne Wade is 5, Oscar Robertson is 6, Jerry West is 7, Isaiah Thomas is 8, Allen Iverson's 9, Jason Kidd is 10. Give me a breakdown of how you came about with this list, and then I'm going to ask Isaiah his opinion on it.
Well, like I said, you got to go by, because that's the pivotal part of playing the sport is to win championships. So you got to go by championships. You got to go by personal stats. You got to go by personal accomplishment and their level of dominance is from my list from 1 to 10. So you got Jordan that never lost a finals. He got 6. As a matter of fact, he has the most championships on that list. Then you got Kobe 5. He's tied with the second most with Magic. And he lost 2 of them. Magic lost 4 of them. So Magic actually could have had more. Magic actually had a chance to have more than Kobe, but they had the same amount, and he went 2 less than Kobe went 2 less than Magic. Then you have Steph Curry that did his thing. He has 4 out of 6. I think he lost 2 times. He lost against LeBron and he lost against Kawhi. Then you have Wade. Wade went 5 times because he went 4 with LeBron and he went 1 time with Shaq. Now, me personally, the type of celebration they had and the type of level of interest they had when they all formed up, I think they fell kind of short when you talk about winning 2 out of 4. They went 4 straight. They did their thing to get there, but me personally, 2 out of 4 is kind of slacking a little bit, bro. So
you think it was motivation or just outright just didn't? I mean, they slacked up and didn't really want it as bad. Is that what it was?
No, because the first one already, LeBron still had to find himself, even though he was a dominant player. He was still finding himself. So between that and they didn't have the me personally, I don't think they also had the supporting cast with them. But the thing is, they were up and they was out there, taunting their opponents. So I mean, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you if you taunting your opponent. That means
I think they got overconfident. Then by that time, Najee, I think they got overconfident. When they had won those first few and they continued to go, I think they got overconfident because they started losing. Even though the team was intact, I think they got overconfident where they just thought they couldn't get beat and they got beat. That's what I think happened to them. And then, of course, the team started getting dismantled when other players was leaving and Pat Riley was shaving off players and trying to bring new ones in. And that chemistry was lost after that. But that was the thing. I think they got overconfident. And they started...
Wade was starting to get hurt more often, too, between those last 2 years. Like, he had a lot of... Because he already had bad knees already. So as he got older, he just started to take more time off.
Yeah, and all that. He got a tail injury too. He had a tailbone injury for that season. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and before LeBron got there, he also separated his shoulder before. So he had a bunch of nagging injuries. So as you get older, you don't get healthier. You just start to miss more games when it comes to those injuries. And now the injuries start to hurt a little bit. And of course, Oscar Robertson averaged a lot of points for a person that had a triple double. I had to see that stat myself. Cause of course, he played and retired before I even started watching basketball. Probably because I was born. So as I looked at them numbers, I said, "Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna be right there because he can't be above Wade because Wade numbers was there and he played and Wade also played defense. But the thing is, he does have a championship and he has it right under Kareem. Boom. So we go with that. Jerry West has crazy stats. He's also top 3 and just Lakers alone. So with them stats, how many times he's been to the finals? That means that's showing pure dominance in that conference alone, that conference and division. So guess what? You got to make this list. Then you had Isaiah Thomas. They was the bad boy Pistons. They had a certain amount of dominance. They were beating Jordan down for a good minute. So he's showing you dominance. You got back-to-back finals championships. Boom, you got it. Then you got to bring Iverson in. Iverson, you got your regular season MVP. You was dominant. Like even Kobe has said, if you was at least 6-7 inches taller, there's nobody stopping you. Like, bro, you're only 6 foot and nobody in the league can stop you. But the thing is, Philly also didn't give him help consistently. He didn't have help like that. Like how, especially if he was able to transfer the teams like how they are now, he probably would have had about 2 or 3 championships. Just between the way how people could just say, I don't want to play for a team no more, even though you just committed to a team and got a bonus and all this other stuff. So you committed to a team, but you mean to tell me you want to leave me. Exactly. So, but then I can't put Jason Kidd over Iverson. I can't do that. Like just the type of dominance that he had against the league versus Jason Kidd. Nah, I can't do that, man. I can't put Jason Kidd over Iverson.
Absolutely. So Isaiah, to break that down, what Najee just read off, do you agree with this list as is that Najee compiled together for overall top 10 NBA guards of all time?
I can't divert from that list. This is a surprisingly professional list, man. That list is, I can't shift anybody around. All those players that's on his list is very deserving of it. It's not a questionable list. All of these guys made their mark in the NBA. Every last one of them, and they deserve to be on that list. That's the highest honor, because if you think about that, we were speaking about the age of the NBA, and for him to have a list like that with Oscar Robertson and Magic and Wade and the rest of these guys who played in different eras and different times, where they all made that list. And that goes to show you he's really good at this thing, and he's a student of this game, to be able to put these stats together, understand the contribution that either one of these guys had on their team. Because all of them, this is not, the individual part about them being a good point guard is one thing, but the contribution that they make to that team is a whole different thing. And every last one of these guys contribute something significant to their team to make their team better. And ultimately, if you think about some of these things, it made you like the entire franchise for having these type of players on there. Because if you look at it, some people never started out as a Miami Heat fan, but they wind up liking the Heat because of Wade. There's some people couldn't stand the Bulls, but they love the Bulls because of Michael Jordan. Same thing with Magic. Some of these guys, they just could phantom being a Laker fan, but Magic had so much charisma about him, and he had so much style and swag that it made you like the Lakers. So all of this is a huge contribution to their team and their organization that's on his list. And that list needs to be saved, man, because you can keep that and compare it with the young people that's coming in and say, wow, are you better than these guys that's on that list 10 years ago? So DC, keep that in the archives, man.
I'm definitely going to archive the list.
Because it's worthy of it. Yep.
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm working hard to try to find an issue with this list, but I can't. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
You can't.
To me, this list is spot on point. You look at Jordan being number 1, you look at Kobe Bryant number 2, you look at Magic 3, you look at Curry 4, you look at Wade 5, Oscar Robertson 6, Jerry West 7, Isaiah Thomas 8, Allen Iverson 9, and Jason Kidd 10. I can't say anything different about this list
He's not even
in terms
scrutinizing the
of
list.
having issue with it. I don't take any issue
Yeah.
with this list. Now, I'm sure
Yeah.
there's people out there that will. So if you're out there and you do take issue with this list, send us your list.
I want to know.
Send
about
us
it.
your
Yeah.
list. I want to know about it.
Let me
We
know.
want to compare your list to this list
Yeah.
based on these players, these top 10 players that Najee, compiled onto his list, because I don't see very many lists can come close. Maybe you might can scramble one or two, maybe at the bottom, maybe or something, but I don't even see anything at the bottom of changing
Well,
anything.
Even if you scramble them around, it's just going to scramble them around in the order. But you can't keep them off the list, The order of the list is even tight, man. The order in which they are in line, that's still tight, man.
Right. So let me ask you this. Where does a player like Russell Westbrook fall into this fold? Does he fall in at all, or does he not?
No, you don't even you can't even mention that brother,
No.
dude. You can't get him on that list, man.
He just came to mind because, he was one of the better guards, especially earlier in his career. He's kind of in the last phases of his career now.
You're getting ready to have a heat stroke over there, man. If you bring this man up, if you can bring him up in this list, a guy who used to call shooting bricks, you better be kidding me. You got to be.
Well,
kidding
I'm
me,
not
'cause he was
saying that
mentioning
Russell
this guy.
Westbrook should be on this list, but what I do want to know is, should Russell Westbrook or any of the players that I mentioned earlier, like Stockton, Chris Paul, or Dame, or even Dame Lillard, I mean, does these players come anywhere close of being historically on this list?
I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you want to negotiate anybody getting on this list, you didn't mention him. You want me to tell you who it is?
Who?
Rajon Rondo. If you want to put anybody
Rajon
on that
Rondo.
list that you mentioned, Rajon
Wow.
Rondo.
So what makes
Yeah.
you want what makes you think Rajon Rondo should be on that list? Rajon Rondo.
Because he has 2 championships with the best 2 franchises in the league. And he also led the league in steals, and he led the league in assists numerous of times. Like, why would you not? I mean, if that will be probably to move Jason Kidd off there. But I won't even move that. I'm not moving that list though. But if you want to put anybody at 11, it's Rondo.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you about that. I just wanted to bring Russell Westbrook up because he just happened to pop out in my head, especially when he was at OKC. The guy was playing at the top of the key, especially that year they went to the championship. He was pretty good. So I just wanted to bring him up with that.
That's fine. That's understandable.
Isaiah, you got any players that you can bring up that you think could be close to being on that list?
I'm gratified with this list, man. It's just so tight. You can't even do it. I mean, I can't deviate one way off of this list.
I can't
Stockton might be Stockton is the only one it will be my 11th guy. But I won't take him and bump anybody off that list. But Stockton would be one of the ones that I would put him in the conversation. But it's difficult to bump anybody off the trade and put him on there. But Westbrook, definitely, you're talking about a guy who is scrutinized for shooting bricks, and on a list like this, I'm getting make your way.
You say you thinking I'm having a heat stroke up in here, huh?
Something going on over there.
It is hot.
Send you some ice packs or something.
Yeah, I definitely need them because it's hot. Yes, it is. Yes, indeed it is. So, yeah, I guess that wraps up everything. I really appreciate you compiling these lists, Najee, because this kind of helps us understand. And a lot of the sports pundits who are out there, they have kind of, compiled lists, and everybody's got their own way of doing things. But I think this is one of the most competitive lists I've seen for guard. I mean, I don't think anybody can contest you with that. Even these guys on ESPN and stuff, I don't think they can come close to contesting you. I'm sure some of them will agree with you with a lot of this. I like to hear Kendrick Perkins' opinion on this. KP, when you gonna come on here and let us know your opinion on this show about Najee's list? Because we want to hear from you.
You've reached the end of another episode of the DC Stewart Sports Talk Podcast. Be sure to connect with us at Facebook and Twitter.com. Your voice is important, so head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Catch our next episode.